J.D. Hayworth with everything that I had. And John McCain is well aware of that. So I don't like it, but this is the wrong thing to do. And I'm telling you, it's the wrong thing to do.
Dave Calvi.
By that logic, if we put someone in office that's a Republican and then they do so many things that are completely Democrat, on the side of Democrat, causing a massive shift in power, then are we to say nothing? Are we to be fearful of what could happen from this corrupt person and so say nothing? I think that's wrong. I think you need to stand up for yourself, have some inner strength.
Hear, hear.
It's not our job.
No, that's everybody should get a chance.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, Luana, and I respect that. At the same time, I also say one thing, Let's look at what we've done so far, and the definition of madness, I think it's doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And I think more important, as a human being, as Americans, we need to live with our consciousness the rest of our life, because I always learned that silence is consent, and when I see an evil act, I can stay silent. I don't care if he has a badge, or if he has a degree, or he has some sort of saved tribe. I am myself, and I completely always said, McCain is a fraud. McCain is a globalist. McCain is exactly the opposite of what our founding fathers fought and died for, so many veterans. So now, regardless the Republican or Democrat or whatever, even if this is not going to be, unfortunately, still there, it's still going to do whatever we want. I think it's important to, as elected precinct committeemen, we send the message that regardless whatever the top of the GOP party in Washington is going to do, the grassroots movement does not agree. So I think, again, we need to lead the way, regardless what the people are going to do in the back. We do our part.
Okay. Have we invited Senator McCain to this county? For these issues that are on this resolution, have we actually come up here and explain yourself? Has anyone tried it? I don't actually cared or not, but have you tried it?
I've seen him on video on YouTube. He doesn't care.
Doesn't matter. Have you asked him to come up here and just explain what he's saying, how he votes, why he votes this way?
Good idea.
We don't do that. We can do that. Now, if he says, I refuse, then there's something else we need to do. Have we contacted our chairman, Republican chairman in Arizona, Robert Grant? Have we talked to him about the bill? He's all aware of that situation too. Okay. Well, then
Let's show the individual that has the floor the same respect and let him speak in silence without other people making their sidebar comments. Continue, Don.
All right. So, if we invite him here, whether he refuses or not, then we can, if he refuses, then we can take action. But we haven't done that. We need to invite him here, and then we'll go over these issues. This year, I'm with the one. We should not absolutely do something like this. We need to have that person speak to us and let us hear.
Thanks, John. Steve Robinson.
My dear friend Luana, you said that we're doing the work of Democrats. I'm afraid to tell you that Senator McCain is doing the work of the Democrats.
There you go.
Anita.
And 4 years ago, November 13th, at the infamous town hall that Luca knows how intimately well that affected our county, he stood no further away from me to Don. And he said to me, because my girlfriend lay dying in the hospital that very minute, and he said, I will do everything in my power to stop Obamacare. When in fact, he was working to create a bipartisan bill. I don't care if he can come here and speak for 20 hours straight. I don't believe what he has to say. That's just my opinion.
Thank you.
Al, did you have your hand up earlier, or was it holding the camera?
I was just holding the camera, but I would like to say something.
Go ahead, I have you on the list.
Okay. Can you hold this for a second? I was at the meeting that was just referenced when McCain was here in Mohave County, and he was incredibly rude, incredibly arrogant. He made sure that his people pointed out individuals that he didn't want to speak. I didn't get to speak. I had my hand up for 30, 40 minutes. Luca barely got to speak. They wouldn't let us pass the voting records out that were his actual voting records, which are completely contrary to not just Republican beliefs, but constitutional beliefs. So, you know, I'm completely in support of getting rid of John McCain for many reasons. And I don't have any fear, and I have no fear to censure him. Censuring somebody is saying you don't approve of what they're doing and you're admonishing them. Is that correct? I don't see a problem. Anybody that has fear in this party, I'm sorry for you. Thanks.
One of my jobs is to go out and talk to voters, and what I am hearing is we're re-registering as independents, and I ask them why. And they say, well, you know, we were lifelong Republicans, but the party left us. And I said, well, why do you think the party left you? And they said, look at who we have as elected officials, and you guys do nothing about it. So I support censuring John McCain. I would invite him here to speak in Mohave County, but only as his last words as we do a public lynching.
Thank you.
You're on the list, Mary. Richard.
I would be personally one that adamantly, completely disagrees with many of the things that McCain has done. And when we met, we were invited as PCs and different clubs to meet with him at Laughlin Ranch. I was one that brought up the topic and others stayed on it with regards to immigration prior to the last election and wouldn't let it go. He asked the question, would you think we should round all the illegals up and send them out? And the answer is Truman did, Eisenhower did, others have done it, and you can do it. So I start with the fact that I'm adamantly opposed to many of the things that he has done. I appreciate some of the positions he has taken on some social issues that we stand in support of. But I adamantly agree with you, well, that I do not believe that this group is in the position to be so arrogant to think that we who have a person that's been elected by the majority of the people, that we have the right to censure them every time they vote in a way that we disagree with. That is not the function. It's been read. The function of this group is to get off this stuff and get on with carrying petitions. I will tell you what, I have carried, and we have carried, many petitions in large numbers at times to get signatures. I know, and I will just put it this way, you examine your own life. You're a PC, you're elected to be a PC. Are you carrying petitions? Some of you do, I know. But some of you I have never seen carry a petition. Yet you want to sit here and you want to, there was a candidate that ran against, how many bucks did you put in the pot for J.D. Hayworth, who may have taken a different direction? You see, we talk and we want, but when people are running, do we write out the checks and we put out the money and whatever else? I disagree with what this person has done. I disagree, and I'll say it in this meeting, I disagree with what Fred Franks did at our Lincoln Day dinner when he came out with an endorsement unknown, when he was an invited speaker to speak at a Lincoln Day function. I thought it was totally inappropriate, but I don't go censoring him. I will speak to that as an individual, but we don't censor him to the fact he is doing what he wants to do. I like a lot of what he does. I didn't like that. And I just think we're inappropriate in doing this as this group.
I call a question.
There's a call for a question in a second. The question is
So the people that are on the list can't speak now because they want to just silence everybody?
that's how part of the parliamentary procedure works perfect. The question is the censure of a resolution to censure Senator John McCain. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay.
Nay, nay, nay.
The chair votes aye.